Existence Brewing.
Okay, Cosmic Kiddos, it's time for another Existence Brewing download.
And it made me think of something that one of our listeners had actually commented on a podcast not too long ago. And the podcast was about meditation. And I think one of the questions that we had was, when you start getting into meditation, I think our question was something like, how is it that, you're supposed to take it to the next step? Like, what are you supposed to do when you achieve that level of meditation? And I'm just going to call her Lillian because I don't know what her real name is based on her screen name. But Lillian actually brought up the point is, you're not supposed to exist. You're not supposed to necessarily be the one that's in charge of the universe because you are simply a part of the universe.
And that takes us into another download that's actually written down adjacent to this one that we don't have to get into today, but we've alluded to it on Existence Brewing before, which has to do with that's kind of our responsibility, because one of the gifts is this individuality that we have here, this expression, this notion that we are somehow individual, that we are separate in some way. And we are separate in an expressive way. We get the ability to be whomever it is that we want to be. We can wear these clothes and adorn our bodies, and like the one guy that's, painted, his whole body's tattooed like a cheetah, or the guy that's got the ball bearings, shoved down his spine and the demon horn sticking out of his head. These crazy fucking people, really, to most people that go around like, boy, that's really branching out into individuality as far as like visual expressionism is concerned. But hey, they got the market cornered. No one else looks like them. And really nobody else, for as trite as people are and sheepish as they can be, there truly is no one that is quite the same as you, the person that we identify as you, and whoever you want that person to be, because you have the gift of free will and the gift to select in some manner who that person is. So to me, one of the tricks or one of the challenges of life every day is balancing the notion that we have this individuality, that we indeed are separate in some way, autonomous from everyone else, 8 billion souls in human vessels, and I'm just a little bit, if not a lot, different from all of them in all these ways, but I'm absolutely unified, not only with them as cosmic brothers and sisters energetically, but with a universe that encompasses all of it. And so balancing that can be difficult, because I think we find ourselves slipping into autocracy. One set of rules for me, one set of rules for the rest of the world is how I've always defined autocracy. And so we find ourselves slipping into that territory with our interpersonal relationships and with the world at large, which is not good. And just the same, I think we find ourselves saying, I believe in this God or this universe, and I know, like we were just talking about, that there are equal and opposite reactions that occur, or equal reactions that occur when I do good things come back to me. But I don't have to do good because I make the rules, because it's my belief and it's my universe, and I'm not sharing it with anybody. And yet, of course, the reality is that you are. Look out the window. There's, again, 8 billion souls here living this human experience. And so the notion is, in my mind, to balance that individuality so that it is perfectly aligned with remembering that you're a part of everything, that you share in this with all of these other souls and all of this energy that makes up this big thing that we call the universe. I mean, I may as well, it's short, so I may as well just read this just to finish it off, and we'll just check this other one off.
Yeah, and then let's go back to autocracies.
Yeah, in that same note, I just said the great challenge we humans, and I put that parenthetically, have been given is balancing the gift of our individuality within a construct that is forever unified, where everything is linked together. We must balance the part of ourselves this design depends upon to progress and exist efficiently, while letting the highlights of our individual personalities adorn this order like an ornamentation. That's how I put this when it was into words. And I rather liked that. That was, again, a gift thought from the universe, that your individuality, the notion of this you, is just like hanging an ornament on a Christmas tree. If the tree is, and the branches of the tree is existence and the universe and all the things, then the shiny objects that we hang on it are the expressions that we conjure within this larger expression that we call the universe. We twinkle like stars. Not all of us twinkle because some of us are rat bastards, but we still are adorned somewhere on the tree.
Yeah.
And we can fix that, I suppose, too. So anyway, that to me is an important part of this.
We hope this download brewed up something for your existence. To find more, and for full episodes of Existence Brewing, check out the podcast at existencebrewing.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts online.
Existence Brewing.